You're watching TimesXP. I am Driti Atri, and here are the biggest stories that are making headlines across the globe today. So, let's start with it. Malaysia eye Golan Heights. That's right. Israeli Defense Minister Mr. Israel-Katz warned lawmakers that armed groups inside Syria, including the Houthis, they are considering an attack on the Golan Heights. The minister, he emphasized that Syria is far from any security agreement with Israel, signaling the growing regional threat. Israel expands military posts. Israel has quietly established 9 military posts inside southern Syria, with 2 outposts on Mount Hermon. Now, these positions aim to intercept the weapons and monitor Iranian-backed militias that are operating in that particular region. New axis of pressure here. Katz revealed that Houthis' activity in Syria could create a new axis stretching from Yemen to Lebanon. Now, this development could open a northern front against Israel, adding more complexity to the Middle East conflict. Venezuela bans airlines. Yes, Venezuela has banned major international airlines, including the Turkish Airlines. Here, the government claims that these carriers, they participated in state terrorism by suspending flights following the US military warning. FAA issues alert. The US Federal Aviation Administration warned of extreme caution over Venezuelan airspace. Heightened military activity triggered the airline to suspend the flights, leaving thousands of people stranded and airports in chaos. Maduro accuses the US. As always, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro accused the United States of attempting regime change while defending counter-narcotics operation. While the pressure of the US aircraft carrier and the stealth planes has fueled tensions in the Caribbean. Travel chaos hit thousands. The airline ban in Venezuela left over 8,000 passengers stranded. Airports and travel agencies, they struggle to manage the cancellations, creating widespread confusion for the families and travelers alike. United States Secretary visit region. That's right. Defense Secretary Mr. Pete Hegseth is traveling to the Dominican Republic just to monitor tensions with Caracas. His visit signals Washington's preparedness for a potential escalation in the Caribbean. Operation Midnight Hammer. The United States Air Force revealed details of a secret strike, and that too inside Iran, targeting the nuclear facilities. In the meantime, F-35 jets opened a corridor for B-2 bombers, demonstrating the precision and stealth capabilities. F-35s over Iran. F-35 successfully invaded Iranian radar systems during the strike. Now, their mission ensured the safe deployment of the 14 major bombs, showcasing the US air power in the high-stakes scenario. Campaign against Houthis. Operation Rogue Rider. They targeted Houthi missile strikes and command centers in Yemen. F-35s achieved their first ever air-to-air kills against the attack drones, marking a milestone in the modern aerial combat. Base alert activated. Following the Iran strike, US air bases were put on high alert. Crews prepared for possible retaliation, maintaining constant vigilance in a very hostile environment. National Guard ambush. 2 National Guard soldiers, they were shot near the White House. In fact, they sustained critical injuries as well. The attack prompted an immediate security escalation in the US Capitol. Donald Trump orders reinforcement here. US President Donald Trump deployed 500 additional National Guard troops to Washington. The capital, it was fortified as the precaution measure, and in the meantime, it signals a firm response to the threats, and that too near the presidential zone. Shooter identified. Authorities, they very quickly identified the gunman as a 29-year-old Afghan national, Rahmanullah Lakhanwal. His entry into the US in 2021 during the Biden era. In fact, Afghan evacuation has sparked political debate. FBI investigates the motive now. The FBI launched a full investigation into potential terror network here. Officials are reviewing this man's contact, his planning, and how he bypassed the multiple security layers. Political fallout in Washington, D.C. The shooting near the White House has reignited debates over immigration and security protocols. Now, lawmakers question how can somebody really approach the president's residence with deadly intent. Rafah tunnel strike here, Israeli forces conducted a precision airstrike in eastern Rafah, killing 6 Hamas operatives that were hidden inside that particular tunnel. Ground units followed up by searching the area of weapons and additional militants as well. 20 plus militants eliminated by Israel. Over the past week, Israel reported over 20 militants killed and 8 arrested. In fact, multiple tunnel sites have been destroyed as part of an intelligence-led campaign to dismantle Hamas network. Ceasefire in jeopardy. Well, the Rafah strike may push the fragile Gaza ceasefire to the brink. Israel claims that the operations are very important for security, while Hamas, they accuses Israel of sabotaging the peace effort. United States Embassy responds to Trinidad now. Yes, US Embassy in Trinidad and Tobago denied claims that visa decisions were influenced by local government. Officials emphasize that visas are provoked only for criminal activity and not for any political option. Minister's letter sparks panic here. A letter from the Minister of Homeland Security requesting visa revocation for activists, creating widespread concern. Now, public fear grew that criticism of the US military action might result in sanctions. Activists' visa cancelled. That's right. Gary Aboud, corporate secretary of FFOS, had his US visa revoked. He linked the decision to his criticism of the US military operations in the Caribbean and alleged suppression of the NGOs. Prime Minister responds. Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bisesar denies the claim of silencing the NGOs. She stated that the government plays no role in the US visa decisions and criticized the false narrative that is spreading fear. Embassy clarifies. The US Embassy, they clarified that visa actions are based on criminal activity and not free speech or political commentary. While the statement sought to restore public trust amid the rising tensions. Gaza tunnel war intensifies. Israel continues to hunt underground Hamas network in Gaza. More raids are planned to dismantle smuggling routes and operational tunnels as well, keeping the pressure on the militant groups. Syrian front heating up now. Militia near the Golan Heights are mobilizing, threatening the Druze towns along with the frontiers. In the meantime, Israel remains on high alert for any potential attack from multiple groups. Israel strengthens defense. Northern border communities are reinforced as Israel prepares for multi-front threats. Commanders warn that instability in Syria and beyond could escalate at any moment from now. US airmen gain combat experience. Yes, US pilots have transitioned from rookies to seasoned veterans during the high-tempo Middle East operations. In fact, squadrons, they adapted under missile threats while evacuating the complex mission. Global tensions peak from Middle East to Latin America and Washington. Crises are there and they are rising. Power position themselves strategically, raising a lot of concern about a shifting geopolitical map and escalating the global risks. And with that, that's a wrap up of our 30 news bulletins from around the globe. The world is changing and so is geopolitics, and that too every single day. And TimesXP is here to give you all the latest update. I am Driti Atri. See you next time.